You got a few days before Bound for Glory. Look, before I get into this review, I want to be straight here if no one already knows. I've been complaining about Global Force Wrestling for months now. The booking has been bad. The writing has been sloppy and worse. People have been dropped like crazy. I just found out from Andre Corbell in one of his videos that Brian Hefner has now left the company. Brian Hefner, he works with his dad, Earl Hefner. I always felt that Brian Hefner was a very good ref, and I always wondered why he left the WWE, and he just went to TNA. And I always felt that he was a very good ref, and he really loved the business. And for him to leave, I don't think he was forced out. I believe he requested to be released. That doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence in the company. And it just makes me feel like, why am I still doing reviews of Global Force Wrestling when I know the product is bad and it doesn't seem to be getting better? I really had more confidence at the beginning of the year compared to now. And I don't want to stop doing I'm just frustrated. I'm already trying to look over at the National Wrestling League. I'm considering going back to Reality of Wrestling. I haven't seen any episodes. They're at like 184 or something, or 83. I have not seen it since 150 or 160. It's been a while. And I'm considering going back to Booker T's promotion, but I'm also considering going to the National Wrestling League. That's how they pronounce it, the National Wrestling League, or Wrestling League. I've seen a couple of episodes so far. I actually do like it. And I may do, actually, after I finish this video, I'll do a short breakdown of what I've seen so far from the National Wrestling League. I will do that. Now, if you like it, oh, cool. If you don't like it, I understand. But I've just been considering doing something different. I don't want to give up on Global Force Wrestling. I don't. But if they don't do something by the beginning of January, I'm just going to consider just very rarely do these reviews on it and just go somewhere else. This is just me. Now, was I alright with the final go-home show of before Bound for Glory? I'm watching. I'm just still frustrated. Look, the show wasn't bad. They're trying to tie up a lot of loose ends, but I felt like it would have been better to tie up loose ends by talking than actually having wrestling matches themselves. I just felt like it. Look, the 6-man tag for the X Division. You got Seidel, you got, who was there? Seidel, Garza Jr., you got Desmond Xavier, there you go. You got Duff, you got Petey Williams, and you got Trevor Lee. I think it would have been more effective if you had done a interview with them. Maybe sit them all down together and interview their asses. I think it would have been better if you interviewed them instead of just letting them have a match. Because you barely see anything of Desmond Xavier. You haven't even seen almost nothing of Matt Seidel. He was so hot going up against Bobby Lashley. Now where is he? It's almost nothing. The person that seemed to want, that should get the most heat. I mean, not heat, but, well, yeah, the most heat is Trevor Lee. And he's been getting heat, but then it feels like he's not getting heat because he's not been presented that well. Then you have Petey Williams. Petey Williams who came back strong, and now he just feels left out of the shuffle. I mean, the match was not the situation here. It was a good match for a 6-way dance. But the problem is, I'd rather see them actually talk. Now, I know a lot of them can't talk well, but it's not the point. At least we get a chance to know the character, to know what we're about to deal with at Bound for Glory. That's how I felt. Then you got the women's tag match. That was, where was that? In Border City Wrestling. That's another part of the promotion. I think it's more of a developmental promotion than anything else, which I'm alright with. I don't mind it. But like I said last week, where I was ranting, why are you showing so many matches from the other promotions and you're giving us almost nothing for this promotion? I just felt like this was not the wisest thing to do. And the thing was, you got Allie, Sienna, and you had Rosemary in BCW with a woman, I can't remember her name. She seems like she could be a very good wrestler, but the problem is she was a jobber. And the problem is you're not in the promotion that you're supposed to be in. You're wandering everywhere. Look, if this is a bite off of what happened with the Hardys, it's not being implemented very well. That's just how I feel about it. And the Faces won. Allie and Rosemary won. But I just felt like it was not very effective. But here was effective for the women. You got... I'm still not a big Gail Kim fan. Doesn't mean I don't like her. I'm just not a huge Gail Kim fan right now. Because of how she's been booked for the last couple of years. She's been booked way too dominant, and it's hurt the younger talent. MJ Jenkins is gone now. And that's sad. She's only been on TV a couple of times in the beginning, went to developmental, and now she's gone. I just feel like when it came to Gail Kim, they put too much stock in her instead of building the future. But I will say this. The segment with JB was actually done very well. It was short. It was very focused on getting the match at Bound for Glory done. Seeing that this is her last match, they made an emphasis about it, was very important, and I enjoyed that. That really did work. Did I think Gail Kim put over Allie and Sienna well? No. I just didn't feel like it wasn't done very well due to the fact that, well, this isn't about them. If this was a regular situation, then she could have done more with it. But this was about her getting over because she could actually get the title and then retire with it from this company. I don't know if she'll go back to WWE. Maybe she'll go to ROH. Or maybe she won't wrestle ever again. And maybe she'll become a trainer for those who want to become wrestlers. I just know this was supposed to be her moment and it wasn't supposed to be Sienna or Allie. Now, was the vid package okay? They really did emphasize the vid package pretty well. I will say this. They focused on Allie a lot more than they normally did. I wish I could have caught the image of her exercising with Braxton Sutter. That was something I felt was important. But I really wish she would drop the innocent... Look, I know Allie's actually a nice person. In real life. If you've seen her blog on YouTube, she's actually a very sweet, nice person. But I believe that she can easily play a heel. And a good one. I just wish she would relax the nice person a little bit more. She's been there long enough that she can actually be a little more tougher. Be a little more worldly. That's how I feel. And then you got Sienna, who I felt sorry for her. You know why? Sienna has not been the emphasis. The GFW Knockouts title has not been the emphasis. When you saw the BCW match with her and Allie and Rosemary and that lady, I can't remember right now, she didn't feel like the emphasis. She just didn't. I don't even remember who won that match. I think it was Allie who actually pinned Sienna. I think so. I can't remember. I think it was Allie. But the problem here is you shouldn't be pinning your champion. It should have been the jobber. As far as I remember, it was Sienna who got pinned. You can tell me below if I'm wrong, because I could be. I just have a lot of emotions right now. How this company has been booking their people, including Sienna. Now, Global Forge. I really still didn't have much interest in it due to the fact that if they're doing Global Forge, why couldn't they show more content on YouTube? As far as I know, I've gone back and forth with YouTube, not recently, but they don't have a 10 or 15 minute segment of Global Forge. Unless I'm wrong, you guys tell me below. I didn't see anything like that. They have very short segments. Maybe they'll do some matches a little bit, but nothing generally about Global Forge more than a few minutes long. And it would have been better if Zane and the other guy, I can't remember his name, had been given more segments and they just... How hard is it for JB and Josh to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear more about Global Forge and see more, go to our YouTube channel and watch more longer length content to understand how Global Forge works. Why couldn't they have done that? I feel like that is a lost opportunity for content they really need to give to people because of the way they're doing it. Look, you got booking, I understand. You got to tape those bookings, I understand. But you got a YouTube channel that's not connected to Pop or Anthem or anyone else. Throw some content on there to really give your fans something to sink their teeth into. I would care more about Global Forge, or better yet, British Boot Camp 1 and 2, if they had put more content on their YouTube channel, or a second YouTube channel that was meant for British Boot Camp or the Global Forge. Global Forge Season 2 or British Boot Camp Season 3. Say British Boot Camp Season 3 is out. Look on our YouTube channel for full content. It's free for everyone. How hard is that? That's just how I feel. Now, I want to say this, and I want people to understand I mean what I say. Do I care about the Guido and Joseph Park feud? No. Do I believe they booked it terrible? Yes. But did they do an effective job of trying to make you interested for their Monsters Ball match at Bound for Glory? Yes. There is a certain interest of how the vid pack was presented. There was a certain interest of wondering how will Guido deal with the Abyss. And Brother Matt, I keep forgetting because I don't see the guy often. If they had shown him, and what was it, Brother Joseph or Brother Michael? I can't remember. It's been a while. I'm sorry. You guys are going to tell me, dude, this is what the guy's name is. I can't remember the person if I've only seen them once in maybe a year or two. If they just brought him to, or at least do a promo segment with him and the Abyss, I think that would have been even more effective. I would have liked that. The Abyss with Brother Michael or Matthew. I would have loved to see the Abyss with this guy that I said, if they brought this guy back and let him be managed by the Abyss, let Abyss be married, man. You see how angry I am? I want to see this guy manage Abyss. Flat out, that's all that need to be said. Okay, anything else here? Alright, Top Team. They had that segment in the ring. Dan Lambert. The only reason I remember the guy now is because they've shown him enough that I actually remembered him. Has he been effective as a heel? No. You know why? The problem is that he should be going into the ring instead of King Mo. That's where I feel the effectiveness drops going from here, gone. King Mo has not been an interest in the company for years. He never joined Impact Wrestling. He never joined TNA. They put him onto the website before they switched it over to the YouTube page for over a year, and he never wrestled because of what happened with Spike. I think that was just the worst thing that could have happened. Why would you put talent on your channel, on your not only your YouTube channel a bit showing King Mo, but on your website, and the guy never wrestled but once, and after that he never came back? Why didn't you just take him off your website? They didn't. So now you got Dan Lambert, a guy that he hasn't talked that well. He probably can't fight. He probably can't do anything, but it doesn't matter. He has enough of a charisma that, okay, I hate his ass. He's a son of a bitch. But I want to see him get his ass beaten up by Moose and the other guy that's working with Moose. I can't remember his name either. But the point is, at least they showed him. At least they presented him in some way that would give you some interest going into Bound for Glory. But he's not wrestling. He'll be probably outside the ring. And he should be in the ring in that match. 6 Sides of Steel should have him in it. It doesn't matter if he wrestles or not. The point is that he should be in it. King Mo does not interest me with Lashley. He does not. I am completely bored of thinking of King Mo. I don't hate the guy personally. I'm making this very clear. I don't hate King Mo personally. And personally, he probably would kick my ass 6 ways to Sunday. But if you're going by a wrestling standard, the guy is a joke. That's just me. Let's see. Am I forgetting anything? That's it. The end of the show. The 6-man tag. No, well, not the 6-man tag. The 6-man tag. When it came to OVE and Johnny M versus LAX and Eli Drake. Did it with the other hand. Look, I gotta say this. The match really didn't matter. Particularly that I didn't get a chance to see it because I lost the stream at the end. The only thing I caught was Eli destroying Johnny. pilling up the ring and basically doing something to mess up his back. Doing everything he can to hurt him. I was fine with that. The thing that got me was the video packages. And particularly the video packages of Eli Drake going to LAX asking to have a match, helping him to have that match. The thing that got me in my head was this. Conan said, we got nothing to prove. LAX is just taking care of his legacy. That hit me. LAX has been around for quite a long time, at least 10 years. Nearly 8 to 10 years, easily. That LAX was created by Conan. And the way that it has been presented, LAX is a joke. The true way you can have a legacy of LAX was that Conan would come in with those guys, work with them for a little while, and then leave LAX in their hands. That would have been better. Because when it stands like this, I just feel LAX is a joke. It hurts me to see that a good faction is a joke because the guy who created it doesn't understand the next generation has to take over for him. But that's just me. That's how I am. You guys tell me if I'm wrong or not about LAX and he and Conan needing to hand it over to those guys that are already in it and then walk away. He doesn't need to be there anymore. He doesn't need the credibility. Let these guys work. But like I said, I didn't see the end of the match. I don't really know who won. But the thing was that Eli Drake destroyed Johnny and the people were booing his ass. And that was the best thing I could see to end the show. A good heel in the Eli Drake who, that's my boy Eli Drake. He knows how to play the crowd. I always said he's a great talker. Great amount of charisma. He's good in the ring. But he's still not very great with his story. He still needs a little work. And he's not a ring general. He can tell a somewhat good story. He's a good wrestler. He tells a pretty good to a decently good story. But he's not a ring general. A ring general makes a match great instead of good. And he's just not there yet. Just for me. It's just me. I'm sure everybody else will say Eli is great in the ring. And he is a ring general. For me, I feel like he needs more. Just something is missing. Just slightly. So I'm glad to see the heel at the end of the show. Eli sucks. That's the best title for this. And that's a good thing. Have a good day. Have a good night. And watch for my Bound for Glory review. Peace.